Hey everybody out there, my name is Dragnix, and this is Heroes of Loot. It's $4.99, comes out on Steam Store today. It is a twin-stick shooter, sort of a dungeon crawler-esque kind of game. Before I get into the details though, I want to make sure you guys know that this was obtained via key from the developers, so keep that in mind. I wrote to them, asked them to cover their game, they gave me a key in response. That will not affect my decisions or my review of the game in question. And the thing is that this game shows its roots as a mobile port. The problem that I have with Heroes of Loot, even though it's got like co-op elements, it's got magic, it's got powers, is that it's too simplistic. I mean, even for a $5 game, there's a lot more variety in other games like Talamir or things like that. Heroes of Loot just can't keep up with it, and that's a big problem because when given a game like this, there's so many on the store right now, you gotta sort of separate yourself, and it doesn't ever do that. So I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So first of all, we can play as 5 characters. You can play as 4 at first, but you unlock the Barbarian as you get further and further into the dungeon. Now, there are 3 basic stats, Strength, Magic, and XP, and I'm going to go into them as we go along. I'm going to play as the Elf. Alright, so we start in Dungeon 3 here, and it is a twin-stick shooter. So basically, I am playing with a controller right now, and I'm using the right stick to control my shots and my left stick to move my character. That is a hero that needs to be rescued, and by hero I mean it's just a lost soul of some sort. I got some magic there, but it's already gone at this point. So there are 3 basic stats: Strength, Magic, and Experience. Strength obviously is the damage that you do on these shots. Magic is the damage and sort of the length of your magic in question, and experience is how much experience you gain with every level here. Now, you notice that I'm not seemingly doing a lot of damage, but he's not exactly doing a lot, is he? Yep, simple enough. The problem is that the AI is very simple, and you can exploit it very easily, but not only that, their basic pattern is to just sort of go towards you. And a problem again is that when you have a game like this, ouch, you really, see he's getting stuck on there again, you really need to sort of, again, be unique in some way. The fact of the matter is that unfortunately this game doesn't have any standout features, and that's a major problem for it. The fact is that I'm basically shooting the entire time. Maybe I'll get some magic once in a while, but that's pretty much it. Alright, thank you. Now I can collect a bunch of gold, and I can use that to purchase power-ups in the game. And that's really it. You do get quests. As you saw up here, there's a question mark. And so they're going to give me a quest here. I need to save 10 doomed souls. Those are those ones in the chains, and she'll give me some experience. I have 10 minutes to do that in. Okay, that's a lot of time. I should be able to do that with no problem. Now, one thing I do like about the game is that when you do level up, your arrows will level up with you in terms of it will show, like there. See how they actually look like real arrows at this point? So I do like that style change at this point. It really does benefit the game's sort of unique look. Now, let's talk about the art style for a second here. At first, it looks very much like an OrangePixel game, which is the developer of this game. They are the ones who created Gunslugs, and it has that unique sort of pixel art look. It's not too unique and sort of like, you know, standing out from any other pixel game, but it does have that sort of unique OrangePixel style in terms of the sort of simplistic eyes, the very, very sort of detailed art in terms of, like, you know, I can tell that this guy has a hood on, I can tell it's a bow and arrow, but it's very simplistic. I can tell that this is a key if I go to a certain direction. Alright, so I'm pretty much done with there. Every level you will need to find a key to go on to the next dungeon. So basically one of the enemies in question will have that. And I'm already in trouble. Now, you saw at the start of this that the dungeon difficulty was at its highest, and so I had gotten the furthest I had in this game with one of my last runs, and got to the highest difficulty, and now that's sort of set for the rest of the time unless if I reset. So The dungeon difficulty really just adds different enemies, and really those are enemies that are probably bigger and stronger at this point, like that Colossus that you might have seen earlier. All right, let's see here. Now the thing is that again, the AI is very simplistic, and the AI being simplistic is really, you can really take advantage of it because it's not going to do much other than run at you and shoot you. There isn't very high level mechanics, and again, that's a problem because again, you're trying to stand out in this genre. The genre itself is just so filled with games at the moment that it's hard to stand out, especially when the game shows its mobile port roots. You can see mobile port roots with things like, you know, the sound, for example. There is only turning on and off the sound. There is no sound volumes available, as well as things like, you know, just little things like that, like everything looking like it was designed for a touchscreen on the main screen. So it doesn't help there. Now I am really hurt at this point, and I still need to find the door. I don't have a cup of life. Let's see if I can hit this there. There also seems to be this weird, like, inaccuracy with the control stick that I'm having in terms of, like, it'll get stuck on walls even though I'm hitting straight, which seems a little bit weird. And again, look at this wall here. Like, it doesn't do well for the archer in terms of trying to hit those guys because they're lining up against the wall, and his shots just don't work for that. Okay. Now, what could have saved this game was variety, and that's where I think the biggest flaw happens. So what you've seen so far is basically what you get. You do have little events that occur and little things that happen over time, but in essence, you're just shooting over and over again. There are only 2 ruins that I have found, and I don't believe there are any more. The fire ruin and the lightning ruin. Beyond that, it's pretty much what you've seen, and that really hurts the game because variety could save it in terms of, like, you know, okay, a bunch of different ruins, make it, you know, feel different every time it comes up, but no, that's not the case. And again, a wasted opportunity for it to stand out at that point. Now, the really only trouble that you ever seem to run across in this game, despite the fact that I'm taking a long time to take care of some of these enemies, is the fact that when you get overwhelmed. In later dungeons, especially later dungeons in terms of numbers, oh, like right there? Like, okay, hold on. I just spawned and you literally were throwing things at me at that point. A little bit unfair in that case, but alright, sure. Now, notice how they're not really attacking now. That's weird, isn't it? Again, okay, so I got close enough, but they're just outside my range at this point, and therefore no problems for me because I'm just outside their range. Alright, hopefully I don't... Okay, good. Heart. Needed that. Oh, come on. I did get a level up, which was really crucial to get some more ammo. And not ammo, I mean in terms of fire rate. This corner is not my friend. Alright, there we go. They're going down a little bit faster now, which is good, especially with those projectile. Again, with not a lot of dodge movement in these long hallways, it really sucks because, again, the fact of the matter is that you really have nothing you can do to sort of counter it. All right, there we go. There we go. I still need 6 lost souls. I've been given a lot of time, though, and almost to the point of, like, I've only ever failed 1 mission, which was me just not finding the enemies in question. I needed to, like, defeat, like, 3 big, huge rock monsters, and the rock monsters never showed up. And so I don't know exactly what happened there, but honestly, it was one of those situations where it's like, okay, I really couldn't have done anything. It's not like I didn't explore every level to find part of the level to find exactly where it is. Now, you do get items that can help you along, like there's a lens, sort of a lens of truth kind of item that will show you hidden areas, but honestly, I've only really run into like 2 or 3 of them, and again, once again, we're talking about the variety. The variety just does not suit up in terms of the ability to really stand out. Okay. And honestly, I'm gonna say it right now, it's just boring. there isn't enough here. Now, in a mobile environment, when you're trying to waste time, or, you know, you're like at a bus stop and you're trying to waste time, it may do better. But when you've got other games that you can play on Steam of an equivalent cost that really stand out so much more than this, it's hard for me to justify. And I'm sorry for the guys at OrangePixel, but you know, when you make a mobile port like this, and you port it over the PC, you gotta have something, you know, that really stands out, especially when you're with the market that you're going up against. And here, you're just not, you're not offering me anything. And I felt like the same way with Gunslugs 2 when I first looked at it. The fact of the matter is that it's just one of those things where I'm sitting there going, you know, I mean, it may be fun on a mobile platform in terms of wasting time, but honestly, there's just nothing here. And I do like roguelikes. I do like dungeon crawlers in general. And so this game did sort of draw my attention. Heroes of Loot. I love loot-based adventures. It is actually sad that the loot is all just gold and there's no items of any real, like there's no weapon item to enhance yourself or anything like that. I'm getting really sick of that one type of enemy, just with the number of enemies it spawns. Also, level design, again, it just does not play well to the game's strengths. Again, you've got a lot of small areas and you're just having these sort of, you know, bottleneck situations where you're just sort of trading blows with the enemy and not really making a lot of progress. Okay, come on. There we go. I want that heart. Come on, go down quickly, please. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, there we go. Let's go see what's in the shop. Wood shield, that will help me, except I don't have the gold for it, so whoop-de-doo. Again, this is what you get, and unfortunately, Heroes of Loot just does not do the job in terms of really standing out in any sort of way. And I'm sorry to say that, guys, for the OrangePixel guys. You need to, again, think about exactly what you're trying to do with your game. Again, give it some kind of real draw to it as opposed to what you've got here. Really focus on mechanics, because honestly, other than the sort of unique art style, there's not a lot going for you here. Well, really, that's all I can say about the game. I'm sad to say, this game just continues like this as you get further and further along. Characters don't really play differently. Yeah, you've got characters that get more magic and things like that, but honestly, when it comes down to it, you're just hitting enemies over and over and over again. Alright, so I hope that I gave you an exact idea of exactly what Heroes of Loot has to offer. It's not worth your time, in my opinion. I would take a look at the mobile game if you're looking for something in terms of a mobile experience. I think that it's more suited for that. I don't necessarily agree that it made a good transition to the PC platform. Again, it's missing some options, it's missing some features. Honestly, sorry to say, it's just not the type of game that I can recommend. Alright, this is Dragnix signing out. If you did like this first impressions - review, you know, take a look at the description. There is a review that will go up on Steam. Give that a thumbs up or a thumbs down, depending on what you thought of it. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you want more content like this, and I will see you all later. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have a chance, leave some feedback and comments below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. And if you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button. This is Dragnix signing off, hoping that gaming brings as much fun to you as it does for me.